So I am opening the mic of all the students. Yeah, please students, first choice is yours. So please tell me if anybody wants to ask any question, simply unmute your voice, unmute your audio and ask the question.
Sir, this is not about the patent, but about the virtual lab.
Yes, sir. Tell me.
Sir, actually, I would like to have a demo of PLSQL program in the virtual lab. Is it possible?
Right now.
It's not right now. Sometime next week, or before next week.
Before next week.
Sometime actually
Hello.
tomorrow. Sometime
Yes,
tomorrow or before Wednesday.
yeah, before Wednesday. Dr. Shekha.
Yes, sir.
So
So we have
please.
we have to submit our assignment, but I am not able to compile my basically credential seems to be working. I can connect to the database, but my program doesn't compile. It's throwing some exceptions.
So you are asking about programming in C or you are talking about advanced database?
Yeah, database PLSQL program, PLSQL.
Oh, okay, that's fine. So you are not able to execute it and compile it.
Correct. Only show tables is working. Other than if I write a statement, I try to create a table. I'm seeing some exceptions. Actually, SQL statement seems to be correct, but I don't know the reason for the exception.
Okay, 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 fine, fine.
I just wanted to see how a simple PLSQL program getting compiled and executed in the virtual platform. That's it, sir.
Okay, okay, fine. Definitely, I'll try to have one more session on that. Dr. Shikha, can you please assist in this one?
Sure, sir. I'll communicate this to
Actually,
department, and we can have one more session as and when it will be possible.
see, actually, I was informed that I have to simply tell them that what is the pattern of the exams. I think this has already been communicated to the students, so I just want to reiterate it once again to all the students that
Yes.
your program will have 10 objective questions. Okay, multiple choice questions. Each question will have exactly 4 choices with only one correct option. Okay. So that is your part 1. Part 1 we will have 10 multiple choice questions, objective type questions, where you will have each question has 4 choices with only one correct answer. Okay. Now part B will have, you have to attempt the way you are going to attempt in your assignments. If you have remembered, there are certain you will have 6 short type of answer questions. Understand, for example, I may ask you to explain some concept with example. Clear? For example, if I ask you, please give me an example of a table with rows and columns and etc. Clear? So that you have to explain. Similar means short answer type questions will be there. There will be 6 short answer type questions that you will have in your part B. And your part C will have some long answer type questions, means that you can attempt between 300 to 400 words the way you have attempted in your assignments also. Can anybody remember, tell me what type of questions I have asked in the assignment? Ujjwal? Yes, Ujjwal, you can please unmute yourself and ask your doubt. Ujjwal, you can unmute yourself and ask your doubt. You have raised the hand.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, I have a small request to make. If possible, can you please share some important question?
But assignments are the important questions are also there. If you can, I'll say, I think you have already, Dr. Shikha, they have submitted the assignments.
Not all
We
of
are
us
in the
have submitted,
process of
sir.
submission the assignment, and some submissions are still pending.
Okay, so means can I show them the solutions? This is what I am asking.
Sir,
Sir,
it's
I'm
up to
asking.
you. Actually, I have given you the, I mean, the things that is happening at our end. So it's all up to you, sir.
Okay, the thing, suppose I will ask you a simple question that explain the difference between first normal form and second normal form. Okay, then what you will do it? How you will
I'll.
explain? You will simply take an example as a table. Any table you can take as an
Yes, sir.
example. Then you can
Yes,
say
sir.
that this is not in first normal form. We can make it in first normal form via this one. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now you did say that in second normal form. How you can convert it in second normal form? You can have a partial dependency. देखो first normal, you see here, first normal form to second normal form is only via bifurcating. Bifurcating means there is maybe a partial dependency is there, so you have to divide it in multiple tables. So now you can say this table is also in second normal form, this table is also in, both the tables are second normal form. Okay, so similarly if any relation is there in third normal form, then definitely it will be in second normal form, in first normal form. This way
Yes,
you
sir.
can have. Okay, now you see that I request that for multiple for long type of questions, okay, you read about parallel databases, you read about distributed databases, you read about object oriented databases. Okay,
Okay, sir.
last units that you might have covered, because multiple choice questions most possibly you will have from the first 6 units, because there you can form the questions with multiple choice. Okay, particularly in SQL, if you say,
Yes,
particularly in
sir.
relational algebra, you will say, particularly in first all the primary key, foreign key. Mostly, if you remember, you will take my word that your multiple choice questions will be based upon these concepts. Okay, we are going to test your basic fundamentals, whether you have learned something out of that or not. So please focus upon SQL statements. Please focus upon relational algebra operators. Please
Okay.
focus upon relational databases. Clear, particular, and
Yes,
you
sir.
can also focus upon the what I can say that parallel databases, distributed databases. There are certain assignment questions. If you remember, there are certain assignment questions I have given you certain assignment questions also. Have you tried to answer those questions? There are certain
Beg your pardon?
assignment questions.
Yes, sir.
There are certain, I think I will give you, so I can show you certain assignment questions if they are here. I will not show you the solutions. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now you see here. Is the screen clear, visible to you now?
Not yet, sir. Now it's visible.
Yeah, look at it here. Now you see here. What do you mean by adaptive query processing and what is the role of ADDIE? Now ADDIE, I think I already told you that it is simply a theoretical concept. Understand? It is
Yes, sir.
used to implement the adaptive query processing. Now, what are the properties that a transaction must have in an online transaction processing system? Now, basically, there are only 4 properties. That is ACID properties that I have already explained during one of my previous lectures. See,
Yes, sir.
okay. So these are the questions now you see here. Now, if you look at the assignment number 1 question, So these, hello. So these are the assignment number 1 questions are there if you remember. Clear, find the
Yes, sir.
Cartesian product. So
Yes, sir.
these are, so now you see here what will be the result after the execution of these statements. So similar type of questions we'll try to give you in your. So we are not going to test Einstein out of you, okay? We are going
Okay,
to
sir.
test whatever we have taught you. Thing is that if you have regularly studied all the material from time to time, then it will not be very tough for you to attempt all the questions, okay? But if you
Okay, sir.
only try to study only at the last moment, the generally the students they study only one night before the exam, clear, then definitely
Yes.
you will find even the simplest question tough.
Yes, sir. So one more small thing, sir. When it comes to answering to 10 marks question or long questions, what are
Yeah,
the major topics that we should focus on?
I have told you now that. Okay, can you tell me what are your units that you have covered?
So right now
So,
I have just
just
attended the live
I
classes.
okay, I remind you what you unit number 1 is all about your databases. Three databases we covered basically in that: network model, the hierarchical model, relational model, databases, etc. Division of databases based upon cost, based upon processes, etc. Clear? That is unit number 1. That is the basic introduction. Unit number 2 and 3 talks about SQL statements, relational algebra operators. Clear? Then unit number 3 talks about relational databases, primary keys, foreign keys, candidate keys, super keys. Clear? So you must be clear about all these concepts. Okay. Then unit number 4 and 5 talks about query execution, query optimization. Now what is query optimization, query execution? How a query is executed and how you have to optimize it. Optimize it means when you have to read from the table. Table, either it has to be brought it into the memory or it has to be read or write directly onto the disk. So query optimization, query execution, these are units number 4 and 5. Clear? Then we talk about, I think, transaction processing, where we have used the concept of locking, read lock, write lock, mutual exclusive lock, clear, shared lock. What are these locking mechanisms? What is the role of the lock? Okay, so
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
I am muting because there is a lot of noises coming. So I am muting all of you. So if you have any doubt, please at that moment you can ask me. Okay, I will unmute you.
Sir, are we going to have are we going to have examination on the DBMS practical?
Yeah, definitely you will have an examination. That I think Dr. Shikha can more elaborate on that. Dr. Shikha,
Examination, definitely, and that will be after the theory papers.
so that
The
will
whole
be after
information
the.
will be shared by the department through your mentors.
I think the exams are going to start from 25th October, ma'am, or 23rd October.
Ma'am, is it going to be in the month of October itself, or it happens afterwards?
Yes. It will be in the October only, and for that the slots and every other information will also be shared to all our learners.
Okay. So, ma'am, actually, like, and let me repeat, I do have problem with the PSQL execution. So we need to have a session on PSQL, PLSQL.
Yes, we have already started this session with this discussion only, and I'm sure that sir is going to show the execution very soon, and we'll plan that.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Hello,
So much, sir.
hello, Shikha, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
In this session I was asked to explain about the question papers and other things, etc.
Yes,
So
sir.
the
The general
pattern of the.
information is already shared with our learners in the previous session. And
Yeah.
sir, it will be a great thing if you can share the unit-wise important topics or how can they prepare for their examination unit-wise. That would be the input that we are looking forward from your end, sir.
Okay. So I am going to share with all of you all the slides one by one. If you remember that what we are going to be focused on. Just for example, compare unit number 1. Here you have to focus upon only the basic concepts. Okay, database definitions, clear. So if you remember here, all the concepts has been discussed. So database, what is database? Particularly there are DBMS architecture, 1 tier, 2 tier, clear. Here we have discussed about network model also, hierarchical model also, relational model also, clear. So how basically here your focus should be on division of DBMS based on certain parameters. Architecture, okay, then data models, users, cost, size and purpose. This is the DBMS quality. That is your important topic, I can say, in your DBMS unit number 1, comparison between different databases. Okay. Now, in unit 2, if you remember, we have talked about SQL statements. That's the relational model. Here we have to focus upon primary keys, foreign keys, candidate keys, clear, super key. What is super key? All these concepts has been discussed. What is SQL statements? Clear. You remember, look at it, all the examples, referential integrity, all things you have to understand. Which statement falls in which, whether it's a data manipulation language, whether this statement falls in data definition language, particularly if you look at it, insert falls in data manipulation language. Clear, which is a data definition language command, which is a data manipulation language command, etc. So all these examples you have to execute, at least that's my advice to all of you. And there is a extended session I have taken on relational algebra. So please focus upon relational algebra, SQL statements, how a relational algebra expression can be converted into a corresponding SQL statement, or if you are given an SQL statement, how you should convert it into a relational algebra, which operator is used for which purpose, what is the difference between Cartesian product, union operation, intersection operation, what is join, various forms of joins, clear. So that you have to understand clearly. That is in unit number 2. Unit number 3 is basically talks about your normalization of relations. Here you have to understand what is first normal form, second normal form, third normal form, BCNF, then projection join normal form. That is up to the fifth. We call it as fifth normal form also. Clear? So what is difference if you are given a table, then how you can convert it into first normal form? If it is in first normal form, clear? It may be a possible that I give you an example. You please identify in which normal form it is. You may say it is in first normal form. The same relation may be there in the second normal form also. It may be there in third normal form also. It may be there in fourth PJ norm. If somebody is in PJNF, then definitely it is in all in the previous normal forms. Okay, how to identify the primary keys? What are the problems that we are having? Now you see here, if the problem relation is not normalized, then you may have different type of anomalies. Deletion anomalies there, updation anomalies there, redundancies there. Clear? Now here you can be given some example that explain what is insertion anomaly. Can anybody tell me what is insertion anomaly?
Excuse me, sir. Before your learner answer the questions that is asked by you, I would like to request you to be a bit slow so that the learners can write the important points also.
Okay, fine,
Yeah.
fine.
Thank you, sir.
Definitely, Dr.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is insertion anomaly?
Insertion
Why?
anomaly comes from redundancy. Actually, you need to update different tables with the same content, so it will result
Yeah,
in
that's
loss of space, additional CPU time, etc.
and if you look at this is an insertion anomaly. What is the problem here? That a person has joined, unless the department person has joined with department number 6 and 7. But this cannot be inserted into this table because till now the employee number has not been allotted to him. Now, because employee number is the primary key, clear? The thing here is what is you are not actually focused upon that the information is about department. What department has to take with that employee? Department number 6 belongs to civil. Okay, fine. If somebody joins civil department only, then this information should be inserted here. Clear? Now the question you can say that department name depends on department number. It doesn't depend upon employment number. So this relation you can say it is not in second normal form. You may say it is in first normal form. Clear? So you may say it is first normal form, but it is not in second normal form. So how you will bring it in second normal form? Better answer is you bifurcate it. You make a department as a separate table and employee as a separate table. Clear? So that you can insert this 5 MBA directly into the table. Clear? Now you can say both the tables are in second normal form. Both the tables are in first normal form. So these type of problems that you have to focus upon. So want to enter null 6 civil cannot enter. That is insert anomaly. Now if you remove something that only exists in that table, the information will also be gone. So that is the problem. So how to convert normalization process? This is where you have to focus. Okay, how to convert a relation into one normal form, second normal form, third normal form, etc. So that is all about unit number 3. Similarly, if you lock it to unit number 4, that is the query optimization. So how to optimize it? There are various, you can say external sorting mechanism is there, which has 2 phases, sorting phase, merging phase. Now you have to read the data into the table. Clear? There are certain optimization algorithms that you have to apply. Now this is the query, this is written in relational algebra. If somebody asks you to convert it into SQL and vice versa, that you should also know. So that is unit number 4 about query optimization. Then that is unit number 4 about query optimization, and unit number 5 I think is about query execution. That is, I have named it wrongly. Query execution comes first and then query optimization. Thus that is unit number 4. Then I think comes your adaptive query processing and query evaluation. I think this unit must be clear in your mind because there is a full-fledged question in your assignment regarding adaptive query processing. So that is adaptive query processing process is there. What is the role of ADDIE? So what is the ADDIE diagram is there? Clear? ADDIE features. So this is flexibility. River is a mechanism through which the ADDIEs are implemented. So properties of a query processing algorithm, reorderability, synchronization barriers. So I think this you have to focus upon these things. Adaptive query processing, clear. Actually, you see that the multiple, you can say the long type of questions that you can expect from the higher units, particularly if you look at unit number session 10 in parallel databases. Okay, so parallel databases, distributed databases, object-oriented databases. Clear? You can expect that the long type of questions, clear, that you will encounter from these ones. So here, if anything you would like to me ask to explain, I will tell you. I think you might have gone through all these things. Now partitioning may be random, round robin, hashing and range. Clear? So there may be a vertical fragmentation, there may be a horizontal fragmentation, there may be a mixed fragmentation. And similarly, there is a distributed databases also. That is object-oriented databases. Object-oriented databases, you know that what is, I think I have shared with you some special slides where I have explained you what is object. Clear? Have you gone through these slides? What is an object? There is a special session I have taken. Object which combines all the operations together. Clear? All the attributes and all the operations, they are put in a capsule. That is what we call it as an object. Then we have talked about the basic concepts of what is abstraction, what is encapsulation. Similarly, we have talked about inheritance forms also, reusability, various forms of inheritance we have discussed. So these are the examples we have discussed. Particularly Java is taken as an example. First, I have explained you all these basic concepts. Then we have talked about object-oriented databases. And object-oriented databases are based upon the concept of object. In the way in relational databases, the table is the basic concept. In object-oriented databases, objects are the basic concepts. But the thing is, the procedures that you are requiring to operate upon those objects are also stored, are associated with the database. In relational databases, that is not possible. Means you have to write the procedure that you, so you want to read something from the table, that for that you have to write, execute a separate query, or you have to write a separate procedure. But in object-oriented, that is a part of that one. If you remember, in distributed databases, I have given you an example of an internet. Internet is a distributed database. Clear? Now all the networks are connected with each other. They may have a different type of models for it. Clear? Particularly example, I have given you a railway reservation system. Clear? Or the banking system. Different locations may maintain their data in a different format, but still they are able to communicate with each other via network. That is the distributed database. So centralized database, distributed database, what is the difference? Functions, components, types of distributed database, homogeneous, heterogeneous. What is homogeneous? What is heterogeneous? Clear? Distributed storage. So this is a relation R that you have data fragmented. Relation R can be divided into multiple relations. Clear? It may be vertical fragmentation, it may be horizontal fragmentation. Many students have asked some questions on that one also. So this is what I want. See, the small type means short type of questions you can have from unit number 1 to 6 or 7 and 8, you can say. Clear? But large questions you can have expect from your unit number 6 to 40. Means majority, because these are the questions which have more theoretical. See, the long type of questions can be asked from the theoretical concepts. And parallel database, now if you remember, create table, first normal form, second normal form, how to create a table, clear, how to insert into a table, all these things we have done practically also. Clear? We are not able to do anything practically on parallel databases, that we have discussed theoretically. Distributed databases we have discussed theoretically. Even object-oriented databases we have discussed theoretically. Clear? So you expect that your long answers can be from parallel databases, distributed databases, object databases. Object relational model is also there. Please note down, object-oriented database is different, and object, this is the distributed database. there is one object relational database is also, that is what we call it as OR relational model, which combines the best features of the object-oriented as well as RDBMS features. That is the most commonly used model these days. Even your Oracle is basically an object relational model. And unit number 4, we have talked about XML query processing. XML is just a markup language, the way you might have seen an HTML language, the same way you can have an XML language. The information is stored in a file, and you have to write a parser to read the information from that file. Sometimes you may have an XML parser, sometimes you may have an HTML parser. The parser that you are going to write, that depends on what is the syntax that you have used to write the information into the XML. And last one is basically the, if you remember the session 15, we have talked about only the database applications. That is basically, you can say these are only the application aspects. Understand? So you can expect some multiple type of objective questions from this one also. But my focus will be typically on session 1 to 14, mainly from session 1 to 14. Okay, from session 8 to 64, you can expect your all large type of questions. Clear? 10 marks questions will be mostly from unit session number 8 to 14, and objective type questions. You may not skip all the other questions, means the majority of the multiple choice questions will be from session number 1 to 6. I don't think that more than that I can explain. Ramki sir, good evening. Hello, Shikha ma'am.
Yes, sir, I am very much here. And
okay, students, the house is open.
Prof, good evening. Thanks for your session. But ideally, of course, every session, every unit has got equal weightage. I request the learners to go through the e-content predominantly for the preparation of exam. All the units from unit 1 to the last unit. So, Prof, if you can summarize largely with respect to short questions and long questions, how to approach the answers, meaning how they should present their answers, or what is expected. So, when as a learner, if I am writing an answer, how should I present an answer? If you can just throw some light, Prof.
Okay, now for example, if I am asking you about explaining the basic difference between the normal forms by taking any particular table as an example, then you take any example. Okay, so there should be must in expressive terms. For example, if any question requires the use of a diagram, then diagram should be drawn irrespective of writing many theoretical concepts or theoretical words. Now, you take for example, I have given you an example that explain the difference between first, second, and third normal form by taking one typical table as an example. Now, you start from a table. First, you say it is not in first normal form. Clear? Now, you see that if a relation is not in first normal form, if it contains multiple values at a particular row and column position, or two rows are same, then it's not a relation. Then you can say that we can divide it in multiple rows, and then it is in first normal form. Then you'd say that it is not in second normal form because of this reason. Okay, now you divide that table into two tables. Now you can say that it is in second normal form. Now, what is the capacity for the third normal form? Same way you can bifurcate a table from 1 to 2, from 2 to 3. See, You cannot convert a table from 1NF to 2NF without decomposition. Means if there is one table, you can convert it into 2NF by bifurcating in two. So that too should be clear. Okay, suppose you are going to approach for a 10 marks question. Understand, 10 marks question I have asked you. Explain the concept of why we need distributed databases. You start by taking an example that this is the distributed database. Clear? Different stations may have different requirements and they may have different formatting requirements to store data, but they are need to communicate with each other. For this, you need a distributed database that can operate with each component differently. Each site will have its own database manager, but they are able to communicate with each other. A suitable diagram you can also draw along with it so that your answer will be further solidified by whatever you are writing. So this is what my suggestions to all of you is there. Definitely I will request that PLSQL I try to execute it on the virtual platform also, but right now many students are also having same problems, so they are requesting for more session on that and I am open for that.
Prof, we will also, we have asked some practical questions on PLSQL. If required, we'll do one quick session on the PLSQL based on the practical questions which we found working satisfactorily, and we will guide the learners, Prof. More or less, for the examinations, they should focus on the theory, explaining the concepts clearly based on the questions asked, Prof.
So one liner, dear students, go through the slides. That is my bet to all of you. You will not say, sir, this question has been asked which is not explained in the slides. That is same bet I can give you on my assignment questions also. Clear? Go through the slides carefully. Each slide has its own meaning. Each slide has its own concept. Clear? So please go through all the slides carefully. The questions will be asked from what has been presented to you during online sessions. Now, anybody has any other doubt?
Please raise your hand in case if you have any doubt.
I have one doubt. Unfortunately, it is for the practical. Since last 15 days, I'm facing problem with the credential. My credentials are not being my credentials are being denied. Actually, I have sent various emails on this, attaching my snapshots on uh, on the error I am facing. I have basic problem of credential denied for DBMS. For CA it was fine. I could submit my assignment, C practical, but for ADMS I'm still struggling.
Mr. Reddy,
I'm not able to. I'm not able to. Sorry, I'm not
Mr.
able
Reddy,
to. Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah.
Reddy,
Yeah. Please
we
go
got
ahead.
your query. What we will do is basically either tomorrow or sometime today, tomorrow, we will ask one of our mentors to connect with you and sort out your credential problem, and there is no challenges in that. We will have a one-on-one connect separately and do it. My suggestion, we have also written a mail to you on all the credentials for each of the question. So if you can just go through it and try once, otherwise we will anyway connect with you separately. Whoever is having credential problem, we will try and connect separately with you to resolve your query, not a challenge. Please go through the mail. One mail we have written with all the credential clarification. Kindly use those credentials and try out that exercises. We have given multiple attempts to the exercises. I hope you will be able to do it satisfactorily. Otherwise, please reply in that mail. We will have a one-on-one connect with those people who are still having a problem and try to resolve it. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, sir. I tried with that on your email, but still I'm facing the issues,
No worries. No worries. We will have a connect with you, Mr. Reddy. Shika ma'am, please make a note of it.
Yes,
Sir,
sir, I
not
have
just
done
Mr.
that.
Reddy through mentors and try to
Yeah.
help.
Yes,
Ramakrishnan
sir,
sir,
I have
it's
done that.
not just ready actually. I'm not. I think many are facing this problem. Credentials are good,
Okay.
but actually they are not able to compile and run the program.
Most of the learners are able to crack it, and they are able to use the credentials what we have shared. Not to worry, we will have a connect with just write back to mentor and write a mail, and we will connect with you one-on-one separately, maybe today, tomorrow, and try to resolve it. Not a problem. We have found it working satisfactorily. Please go.
Sir, I appreciate if you can have a session tomorrow, and the mentor or the person, if he can guide us through the PL SQL process. We haven't even tried once actually on the platform. So if a mentor can help us actually live, it'll be
Sure, sir,
great.
the session will be planned and we will communicate to you very soon.
Thank you, ma'am.
We will have it through Teams or through any connect. Keep any connect ready. We'll connect with you separately and try to resolve your problem ASAP.
Thank you so much, sir. Looking forward to that.
So
Yeah,
it's over from
sorry, just one question. Is the platform is affecting, like I'm using macOS actually. Does that have any issue with credentials?
Sorry, a general request to all the learners. Please note, our examination system works perfectly on the Windows operating system. Kindly arrange for it. Mac currently it may not be possible. We are working on it. But for this session, Mac is not, because we cannot have the exam platform running on Mac. Kindly bear with us and have a Windows system ready for the examination purpose.
No, I'm saying regarding the practical, ADMS practical.
Practical, there is no challenge. Practical, you can run it on Mac also. There is no challenge because we are going to work only within the LMS platform. Mac is not going to have any challenge. Okay. For the examination, I'm telling about it is only required in Windows.
No problem. That is well noted, sir. That is well noted.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello, sir. It's regarding the slides. The slides which are presented during the live classes are the same which is available on the LMS?
yeah, definitely.
Of course, yes.
Absolutely.
All the recorded sessions are in the LMS. Same thing. All the sessions delivered by Dr. Vyas is available in the LMS. Kindly go through it to prepare. However, I reinforce learning through the e-content as well as professor's video will be of the maximum help to you, and there is nothing beyond that.
And if anybody writes you, please send me an email. I will simply put a zip to all the slides and will share with you. So all the slides are here only that I have shared during the lecture sections.
Professor,
I think it
we
is
have enabled it. Yeah, Professor, we have enabled all the video lectures in the LMS, Professor. I think that will be more than enough. I don't want to bombard them with more content in this.
No, sir. This is the same content slides. It is the same slides that I have shared.
I agree.
Okay, sir.
Dr. Shika, Dr. Shika will, Professor. Thanks for that. Dr. Shika will work with you. But all these slides are already available there, and they will be happy to go through it, Professor. Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Learners, any doubts? Others can also ask.
So we have 3 more hands that are raised. Please unmute yourself and ask the questions.
Hello.
Tarpita, yeah, please continue.
If we have to draw something in exam, which tool we can use?
Hello?
Hello.
See, basically, the exam tool is for writing and clarifying the concepts. Basically, exam tool is writing and clarifying the concepts predominantly. There is also some tools will be for tables and other things you can use for comparative purpose. There's no diagram based question. You don't have to draw something.
Okay, that's right. So I will not ask any questions in that one. So that is better.
No diagrams, professor. No pictures. Only it is a theory and based on concepts clarified and written.
Okay, sir.
Please go ahead. Yeah.
And sir, another question. Pankaj sir, you have told that for very long question we can prepare from unit number 8 to 14. Yeah, but there is also some short type question. I mean, 5 marks question. So for that short type question,
4 mark. Yeah, 4 mark questions that are mostly theoretical based. Man, for that you have to only answer between 100 to 120 words. It will be sufficient. I think for that the clarification has already been given by the examination team.
yeah, and this question, it's better to prepare from unit number 8 to 14 also.
Yeah, no. What you are saying for each type of question you have to study all the slides, all the units. Okay, all the contents. Okay, but the thing is that I have told that because all the unit number 8 to 16 they are mostly theoretical concepts in nature, so you can expect that majority of the 10 mark questions will be from those units. Now for example, if you say SQL algebra is there, relational algebra is there, so there you can frame 4 mark questions very easily. Clear? First normal form, some definitions can be asked more quickly from the unit number 1 to 7. So from that perspective, I have told you that expect 4 mark questions from the first 6 to 7 units and large questions from last units from 8 to 14.
Yeah.
But it will be there. It will be there. Don't miss. I am not saying that you should skip those units. Clear? So please focus upon the slides. Clear? That is my...
Yeah, understand.
Learner, please remember that all units contain the same weightage, as we have already discussed in the question paper pattern in our last session. Yes, there are a few more hands over here. Arnab Ranjan, can you please unmute yourself?
Yes. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. I also heard that there will be some there will be examination on practicals also. Can you give us some idea how that examination will be held on practical side?
Shika ma'am, I would like to take this forward with your permission.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Please.
To the benefit of all the learners, practical is a separate course by itself. It's a 2 credit course. Hope everyone is aware of it. Practical also has got an internal as well as an external exam. It will be on the programming environment tool itself. There's no separate tool. So we will be announcing a schedule. In the case of internal, we have already given it and there is a time till 9th or 10th of October to complete it. It is evaluated for 70 marks maximum. I will repeat, internal assignment is for 70 marks, 70. Whereas practical will be on a specific day for batches, and this practical will be conducted based on the questions asked in the internal, in the exercises given, covered by professor also. There will be 1 or 2 practical questions that will be asked using the programming environment, which has to be implemented, saved in the programming environment for evaluation. Practical examination will be held after the theory exam. It will be for 30 marks, 30. So examination for practical will be for 30 marks, whereas internal is for 70 marks. And it is a 2 credit paper. We expect all the learners to attempt both the IA as well as the practical exam to clear that paper. Hope it clarifies the doubt. We will have a separate announcement for that, and it will be after the theory exam. It will not be part of this one. So please focus on the 4 papers. There are 4 papers for theory exam in semester 1. Please focus on that, and there will be 2 practical papers in programming in C as well as in ADBMS, which will be done after this.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for this elaborated clarification. So I cannot see any other doubt till now. So I'm sure Pankaj sir has already covered the in-depth knowledge for the study for the examination preparation here in this session. So please let us know if anybody is having any other doubt. Yeah. Yes, sir.
There is one more.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, Mr. Jitin, can you please unmute yourself? Mr. Jitin, can you please unmute yourself and ask your query? Seems it was an accidental hand raised.
Also, I request learners, we will be having our online exam booking slots, which will be open, which will be announced next week, ideally from 5th October onwards. The dates and time will be announced. I earnestly request all the learners to book their slots first on a first come first out basis, so that you can choose the convenient time and date for all your papers, the 4 theory papers. Please understand, the practical paper will not be part for the online booking. It will be dealt separately. It is only for the theory exam. Please book your slots, convenient slots, and then also start preparing for the examination from today onwards, if not already started. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So I think that we have taken care of all the queries here. And I would like to request our learners to go through the material which is in LMS, go through the SLM for their preparation. And that's all for our session for right now. Ramki sir, allow me to end the session. Pankaj sir?
Yeah, definitely, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you.
with a
Thank you.
request.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
learners. Take care. Yes,
Thank you
Ramki
for
sir,
taking
you
this
were
session. And any further, Professor, thank you for taking this session. Any further query from learners, we will connect with you and answer that on your behalf. I will request the learners to connect with us back again tomorrow. Ma'am, Shika ma'am, we can announce the next schedule.
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow we have another session, right, for other courses?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are having tomorrow. We are having computer architecture class from 9:45 onwards, and then programming in C from 11:45 onwards. So I'll be again briefing for all those who have not attended the journal pattern.
Mr. Sudeep, Mr. Jitendra, please unmute and please go ahead with your queries. Mr. Sudeep, please unmute and please go ahead with your query.
Yeah, this is Sudeep here. I'm audible.
Yes,
sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I was just looking that regarding the examination slots, is it possible to have some more slots in the evening or late evening? Because you know,
Mr.
for
Sudeep,
working.
Yeah,
please.
Yeah, Mr. Sudeep. Yeah, Mr. Sudeep, we have understood your query. The current structure, the framework allows us exam starts on a weekend, Saturday, and we will have three slots per day as announced. And I request learners to use the maximum their week of days over weekend or the weekdays, wherever the week of days, to pick the right slots. We will not be having any other slots over and above the 3 slots what we have defined. This is a general request to all the learners to use their week offs, whichever day it falls on, and book the slots. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, thank you.
So, any other queries from learner side?
So thank you, Ramki sir.
Thank you, Professor, for this session. We will be connected with you for more queries if required. Tika ma'am, you can go ahead and end this session with a note.
Yeah.
Yeah, better, sir, in the next weekend if it is there, sir, because exams are going to start when from 23rd October, I think.
Yeah, Professor, 23rd Saturday onwards, exam starts. I wish all the learners come out with flying colors. And
Yeah,
I will be
definitely.
constantly in touch with you, Professor, through our faculty team.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So thank you all. Thank you, Professor Pankaj, and thank you, Ramki sir, and all other colleagues who have attended this session. And thank you, learners. Please go through your content on LMS, that is self-learning material, or SLM, that we are referring you here again and again. And please prepare for your examination. Please remember that all unit contain the same weightage. We have already discussed the journal pattern here in our previous session. Please prepare accordingly, and wish you all a very happy learning year. So, take care, everyone, and bye-bye.